The perfect life. Isla stood on the balcony of the pack house, watching the sun rise over Silvermoon territory. The golden light painted everything in warmth, just like her life had been for the past 3 years. She was Luna of the Silvermoon pack, mate to Alpha Derek Blackwood, and she had never been happier. "Good morning, my Luna," Derek's deep voice came from behind her. Strong arms wrapped around her waist, pulling her close. Isla smiled, leaning back against his chest. "Good morning, Alpha," she whispered. Life was perfect. The pack respected her. Derek loved her. They were planning to start a family soon. Everything Isla had ever dreamed of was coming true. But perfection, she would soon learn, was fragile. The stranger arrives. 2 weeks later, during the full moon celebration, a woman arrived at the pack borders. She was beautiful, with long black hair and emerald green eyes that seemed to glow in the moonlight. Her name was Celeste. "I need to speak with Alpha Derek," she announced to the guards. "It's urgent. It's about his true mate." The word sent shockwaves through the pack. Isla felt her heart drop as the guards brought Celeste to the celebration. Everyone stopped dancing. The music died. All eyes turned to the stranger. Derek stepped forward, his face confused. "Who are you?" Celeste smiled, but it didn't reach her eyes. "I am Celeste Morningstar. And I am your fated mate, Alpha Derek. The moon goddess chose us for each other." Isla felt the world tilt. "That's impossible," she said, her voice shaking. "Derek is my mate. We completed the mating bond 3 years ago." Celeste turned her cold gaze to Isla. "You may have a bond, but it's not the true bond. I can prove it." She walked closer to Derek, and suddenly, a golden light surrounded them both. The mark of true mates, blessed by the moon goddess herself. Isla watched in horror as Derek's eyes widened. She could feel their bond wavering, weakening, as if. "No," Isla whispered. "No, this can't be happening." The rejection. Derek looked at Isla, and she saw something that broke her heart. Doubt. Confusion. And worst of all, curiosity about Celeste. "Isla, I need time to understand this," Derek said. "Time?" Isla's voice cracked. "We've been together for 3 years. We love each other." But over the next 3 days, Isla watched helplessly as Celeste worked her way into Derek's life. She was always there, always smiling, always touching his arm, whispering things that made him laugh. The pack began to whisper too. Maybe Celeste really is his true mate. Poor Luna Isla, but you can't fight destiny. The moon goddess knows best. On the 4th day, Derek called a pack meeting. Isla stood beside him, hoping he would reject Celeste and choose their love. But when she saw his face, cold and distant, she knew the truth. "I, Alpha Derek Blackwood of the Silvermoon pack, reject you, Isla Summers, as my mate and Luna," he said, his voice carrying across the silent crowd. The pain was immediate and crushing. Isla felt like someone had ripped her heart from her chest. The mating bond tore apart, leaving a gaping wound in her soul. "Derek, please," she begged, tears streaming down her face. "Don't do this." But he turned away, taking Celeste's hand. "You have 24 hours to leave pack territory." The secret. Isla ran to her room, collapsing on the bed as sobs tore through her body. She had lost everything. Her mate. Her position. Her home. Her pack. But then she remembered something. Something important. 3 weeks ago, she had felt different. Tired. Nauseous in the mornings. She had taken a test, and her hands trembled as she remembered the result. She was pregnant with Derek's child. Isla touched her stomach, where their baby was growing. "I have to tell him," she whispered. "He'll change his mind when he knows about our baby." She went to Derek's office that evening, hope flickering in her chest. Derek was there with Celeste, sitting close together, laughing about something. Derek, I need to talk to you, Isla said. Alone. He sighed, annoyed. Whatever you have to say, you can say it in front of Celeste. She's my mate now. Isla's hand shook. I'm pregnant, Derek. With your child. The room went silent. Derek stared at her, but instead of joy or even surprise, his face hardened with anger. That's impossible, he said. What? No, Derek, I'm 8 weeks pregnant. The baby is yours. Celeste stood up, placing a hand on Derek's arm. She's lying, my love. She's trying to trap you. Everyone knows rejected mates can't carry their former mate's child. The bond breaking would end any pregnancy. That's not true. Isla cried. Derek, please, you have to believe me. But Derek's eyes were cold. I don't believe you, Isla. This is a desperate attempt to stay in the pack. I want you gone by morning. The exile. That night, Isla packed a small bag with whatever she could carry. Her hands moved automatically, but her mind was numb. How had everything fallen apart so quickly? As dawn broke, she walked through the pack territory one last time. Pack members she had helped, had laughed with, had protected as their Luna, now turned their backs as she passed. Good riddance, someone muttered. Lying about being pregnant. How shameful, another whispered. Isla kept walking, her head high even as tears ran down her face. She crossed the border into neutral territory, into the wild forest that separated packlands. She walked for hours, with no destination, no plan. Her feet hurt. Her heart hurt worse. And then, as the sun reached its peak, she felt a sharp pain in her stomach. No, she gasped, touching her belly. Please. The pain intensified. Isla stumbled, falling to her knees on the forest floor. She was bleeding. The stress, the rejection, the broken bond, it was all too much for her body. Help, she called out weakly, but there was no one around. Someone, please help me. The world started spinning. Black spots danced in her vision. Isla collapsed onto the ground, her hand still protecting her stomach, praying to the moon goddess to save her baby. The last thing she saw before darkness took her was a pair of silver eyes, glowing in the shadows. The mysterious savior. Isla woke to the sound of crackling fire and the smell of herbs. Her body ached, but the sharp pain in her stomach was gone. She opened her eyes slowly, finding herself in a cabin she didn't recognize. You're awake, a deep voice said. Isla turned her head to see a man sitting near the fireplace. He was tall, with dark hair and those same silver eyes she remembered from the forest. He was handsome in a dangerous way, with scars on his arms that spoke of many battles. Who are you? Isla asked, her voice hoarse. Alpha Cade Nightshade, he replied. I found you dying in the forest 2 days ago. You were bleeding badly. Isla's hands flew to her stomach. My baby? Cade's expression softened slightly. The healer saved the child. But you need rest and care, or you'll lose the baby. Relief flooded through Isla, bringing fresh tears. Thank you, she whispered. Thank you so much. Why were you alone in the forest? Cade asked. Where's your pack? Your mate? The question brought back all the pain. I don't have a pack anymore, Isla said quietly. I was rejected by my mate. Cast out. Cade's silver eyes studied her carefully. Alpha Derek Blackwood of Silvermoon Pack? Isla looked at him in surprise. How did you know? I make it my business to know about other alphas, Cade said. And I heard rumors about him taking a new mate. I didn't know he already had one. He said she's his true mate, blessed by the moon. Goddess, Isla explained, fresh tears falling. He didn't believe the baby was his. He thinks I'm lying. Cade was quiet for a moment. Then he stood up, walking closer to her bed. You can stay here in Nightshade Pack territory. I'll give you protection. You and your child will be safe. Why would you help me? Isla asked. You don't know me. Because no Luna should be cast out while carrying a child, Cade said firmly. And because something about your story doesn't make sense. True mates blessed by the moon goddess don't just appear out of nowhere. There's more happening here than you know. New beginning. Over the next few weeks, Isla slowly recovered in the Nightshade pack. The pack members were curious but kind. They didn't judge her for being rejected. Instead, they welcomed her. Alpha Cade was different from Derek. He was quiet, serious, and kept his distance. But Isla noticed how he made sure she had everything she needed. Extra food. Warm clothes. A healer who checked on her and the baby daily. One morning, Isla was walking through the pack gardens when she overheard two pack members talking. Did you see the Luna's aura yesterday? One said. Yes. It was glowing silver. I've never seen anything like it. My grandmother said silver auras mean special bloodline. Very rare. Very powerful. Isla touched her chest, confused. She had never heard anything about silver auras or special bloodlines. She was just an ordinary wolf from an ordinary family. Or was she? That evening, Cade asked to speak with her privately. They sat in his office, a fire burning in the hearth. Isla, I need to tell you something, Cade began. When I found you in the forest, I noticed something unusual. Your wolf has a silver aura. Do you know what that means? Isla shook her head. It means you carry the silver wolf bloodline, Cade explained. It's extremely rare. Silver wolves are blessed by the moon goddess with special powers. They're stronger, faster, and can heal others. But the bloodline has been nearly extinct for centuries. Isla stared at him in shock. That's impossible. My parents were ordinary wolves. No one in my family ever mentioned anything like this. Sometimes the bloodline skips generations, Cade said. Or it's hidden, waiting for the right moment to awaken. Usually, it awakens during times of great stress or danger. Like being rejected and almost dying, Isla whispered. Exactly. Isla's mind was racing. Does Derek know? Is that why Celeste wanted him to reject me? Cade's expression darkened. I don't know. But I intend to find out. Something about Celeste's sudden appearance bothers me. True mates don't work that way. The moon goddess doesn't make mistakes. The growing threat. As Isla's pregnancy progressed, strange things began happening. Her senses became sharper. She could hear conversations from far away. She could feel the emotions of pack members around her. And sometimes, when she was alone, she saw visions, flashes of the future. In one vision, she saw Derek, his face twisted in regret and pain. In another, she saw Celeste, surrounded by dark magic, laughing cruelly. And in a third vision, she saw a beautiful little girl with silver eyes, bringing light to a dark world. Isla told Cade about the visions. He listened carefully, his expression serious. Your powers are awakening, he said. We need to train you to control them. If Celeste discovers what you are, you'll be in danger. Silver wolves are hunted by those who want to steal their power. How do I train? Isla asked. I'll teach you, Cade said. I've studied ancient texts about silver wolves. It won't be easy, but you're strong. You've already survived so much. Their training began the next day. Every morning, before the pack woke, Cade took Isla to a hidden clearing in the forest. He taught her to control her enhanced senses, to channel her healing powers, and to fight despite her growing belly. It was hard work, but Isla felt herself growing stronger. Every day. Not just physically, but mentally and emotionally. The broken, rejected Luna who had stumbled into the forest was disappearing. In her place was someone new. Someone powerful. And as the weeks passed, Isla noticed something else growing alongside her powers. A connection to Cade. He was patient when teaching her. Gentle when she struggled. Proud when she succeeded. One evening after training, as they walked back to the pack house, Cade spoke quietly. "You're not broken, Isla," he said. "Derek was a fool to reject you. You're the strongest person I've ever met." Isla looked at him, her heart beating faster. "Thank you for believing in me when no one else did." Their eyes met, and for a moment, something passed between them. Something warm and electric. But then Cade looked away, and the moment was gone. Isla touched her belly, feeling her baby kick. She had come to Nightshade Pack broken and desperate. But she was leaving that version of herself behind. Derek had rejected her. Celeste had stolen her life. But Isla was going to become something they never expected. Something powerful. Something unstoppable. The Silver Luna was awakening, and soon, everyone would know her name. Part 2, The Transformation. The birth of a silver wolf. 6 months after arriving at Nightshade Pack, Isla went into labor. The pain was intense, but she had survived worse. As pack healers surrounded her, Cade stood outside the room, pacing like a worried father. "Alpha, you should rest," one of his warriors said. "Not until I know she's safe," Cade replied, his voice tight with concern. Hours passed. Isla screamed and pushed, drawing on every ounce of her silver wolf strength. And finally, as the full moon rose high in the sky, a baby's cry filled the air. "It's a girl," the healer announced, bringing the tiny bundle to Isla. Isla looked down at her daughter and gasped. The baby had copper-red hair like Isla's, but her eyes were pure silver, glowing softly in the dim light. "She's perfect," Isla whispered, tears of joy streaming down her face. "My little Luna." The healer's expression was filled with awe. "She carries the silver wolf bloodline too. I've never seen such a powerful aura in a newborn. This child is special, Luna Isla. Very special." When Cade was finally allowed into the room, he approached slowly, carefully. He looked at the baby with wonder. "What will you name her?" he asked softly. "Luna," Isla said. "Luna Silvermoon. She'll carry my old pack's name to remind her where she came from, but she'll never be ashamed of it. She'll make it mean something better." Cade smiled, and Isla realized it was the first time she had seen him truly smile. "It's a perfect name." Training and growing stronger. As baby Luna grew, Isla continued her training. She strapped Luna to her chest in a special wrap, and the baby seemed to love watching her mother practice. Cade said Luna was absorbing everything, learning even as an infant. "Silver wolves mature faster than normal wolves," Cade explained. "By the time Luna is 5, she'll have the understanding of a 10-year-old. By 15, she'll be as powerful as a full-grown alpha." The thought both thrilled and terrified Isla. Her daughter would be extraordinary. But that also meant she would be in danger. Isla's powers grew stronger every day. She learned to heal wounds with just a touch. She could run faster than any wolf in the pack. Her senses were so sharp she could hear a whisper from a mile away. But the most amazing power was her ability to see truth. When someone lied to her, their words appeared as dark shadows around their mouth. When someone spoke from the heart, their words glowed with golden light. "This power will serve you well," Cade said when she told him. "Deception is the weapon of the weak. With this gift, no one can trick you again." As months turned into a year, Isla became an integral part of Nightshade Pack. She helped heal injured warriors. She counseled pack members with problems. She taught the young wolves about honor and strength. The pack began calling her the Silver Luna, even though she wasn't Cade's official mate. But everyone could see the bond growing between them. The bond between souls. It happened on a warm spring evening. Isla had just put Luna to bed and was standing on the balcony of her cottage, watching the stars. Cade appeared beside her, silent as always. "You're quiet tonight," Isla observed. "I've been thinking," Cade said. "About you. About Luna." About us. Isla's heart skipped a beat. What about us? Cade turned to face her fully, his silver eyes intense. Isla, when I found you in that forest, I thought I was just saving a rejected Luna. But I was wrong. I was saving my future. Cade. Let me finish, he said gently. I've watched you transform from a broken, hurting woman into the strongest, most incredible person I've ever known. You're kind but fierce. Gentle but powerful. You're exactly the kind of Luna this pack needs. The kind of Luna I need. Isla felt tears prick her eyes. I'm still technically Derek's mate. The rejection was one-sided. I never accepted it. Then accept it now, Cade said. Accept the rejection. Free yourself from him. And if you want, consider accepting me instead. Not because you have to. Not because you need protection. But because you want to. Isla looked into his eyes and saw nothing but truth, glowing with that golden light her power showed her. Cade's feelings were real. Pure. He wasn't trying to replace Derek or take advantage of her vulnerability. He genuinely cared for her. I, Isla Summers, accept the rejection from Derek Blackwood, she said, her voice strong and clear. I sever all bonds between us. He is no longer my mate. The moment she spoke the words, she felt a shift inside her. The last thread connecting her to Derek snapped. It didn't hurt like she expected. Instead, she felt free. And? Cade asked hopefully. Isla smiled, reaching up to cup his face. And I would be honored to be your Luna, Cade Nightshade. Not because I need you, but because I choose you. Cade pulled her close, and when he kissed her, Isla felt a new bond forming. Not forced by the moon goddess, but chosen by two people who had found each other in the darkness and created their own light. The prophecy revealed. 1 month after Isla and Cade officially became mates, an ancient seer visited Nightshade Pack. Her name was Morgana, and she was over 300 years old, her eyes milky white with age but still seeing more than anyone else. I had a vision, Morgana announced when Cade brought her to meet Isla and Luna. About the child. Luna, now a year old but already walking and speaking in simple sentences, looked at the old woman with curiosity. What kind of vision? Isla asked, protective instincts flaring. Morgana knelt down, her arthritic hands reaching toward Luna. The child didn't shy away. Instead, she placed her tiny hand in the seer's palm. The Silver Luna's child will unite all packs, Morgana said, her voice taking on an otherworldly quality. When she comes of age, she will end the wars that have divided wolfkind for centuries. She will be the most powerful alpha the world has ever known. But dark forces will try to stop her. Forces that fear her power and what it represents. What forces? Cade demanded. Morgana's blind eyes turned toward him. The false mate. The witch who uses dark magic to steal what isn't hers. She knows about the child now. And she will come for her. Isla grabbed Luna, pulling her close. Celeste. Yes, Morgana confirmed. She used a forbidden spell to create a fake mate bond with Alpha Derek. But the spell requires constant reinforcement. And it's starting to break. Derek is beginning to remember. Beginning to realize what he lost. Good, Isla said coldly. Let him suffer with that knowledge. Be careful, Morgana warned. A desperate witch is a dangerous witch. She will do anything to keep her stolen life. And she now knows that your daughter threatens everything she's built. After Morgana left, Cade held a pack meeting. We double all security, he ordered. No one enters or leaves without my permission. Warriors patrol in shifts, day and night. The Silver Luna and her daughter are our highest priority. The pack held their agreement. They would protect their Luna and the prophesied child with their lives. The spy. But what none of them knew was that the danger was already inside. Marcus, a warrior who had joined Nightshade Pack 3 months ago, was not who he claimed to be. He was a spy, sent by Celeste to gather information about the rejected Luna who had disappeared. That night, Marcus snuck away from the packhouse and shifted into his wolf form. He ran fast through the forest until he reached neutral territory, where Celeste waited in a dark cloak. "Report," she commanded. "The rumors are true," Marcus said, shifting back to human form. "Isla Summers is alive and living in Nightshade Pack. But there's more. She has a daughter. A silver wolf child. And she's mated to Alpha Cade now." Celeste's beautiful face twisted with rage. "A daughter? Derek's child?" "Yes. She's about a year old. The pack calls her the prophesied one. They say she'll unite all packs and become the strongest alpha ever." Celeste laughed, but it was a cruel, cold sound. "We'll see about that. A prophecy means nothing if the child doesn't live to fulfill it." "What do you want me to do?" Marcus asked. "Keep watching. Report back weekly. And when the time is right, I'll tell you exactly how to destroy everything Isla loves." Marcus nodded and disappeared back into the forest. Celeste stood alone in the darkness, her emerald eyes glowing with malice. "You should have stayed away, Isla," she whispered. "You should have died in that forest. Now I'll have to finish the job myself." Derek's awakening. Meanwhile, in Silvermoon Pack territory, Derek Blackwood was having doubts. It had started small. Moments when he couldn't remember why he had rejected Isla. Flashes of memory that showed Isla's face, full of love and devotion. Dreams where he heard a baby crying, calling for a father who wasn't there. The mate bond with Celeste felt different too. Sometimes it felt strong and overwhelming. Other times, it felt fake. Like wearing clothes that didn't quite fit. "Derek, are you listening?" Celeste's sharp voice cut through his thoughts. They were in his office, discussing pack business. But Derek couldn't focus. "I'm fine," he lied. Celeste studied him with those emerald eyes. "You're thinking about her again." "About Isla." "No, Don't lie to me." Celeste's voice rose. "I can feel it through our bond." "You're doubting us." "Doubting me." "The bond feels strange sometimes," Derek admitted. "Like it's not complete." Celeste's expression softened, and she moved closer, placing her hands on his chest. "That's just the adjustment period, my love. Rejecting your previous mate and bonding with your true mate takes time. But we're meant to be together. The moon goddess chose us." As she spoke, Derek felt a warmth spread through him, pushing away his doubts. The bond solidified again, feeling real and right. But what he didn't see was the dark magic swirling around Celeste's hands, the spell she was casting to reinforce the fake bond. "You're right," Derek said, his voice distant. "I'm just tired." "Rest, my alpha," Celeste purred. "Everything is exactly as it should be." But that night, Derek had a dream. In it, he saw Isla, holding a baby with silver eyes. She was smiling, happy, in the arms of another man. And Derek felt a pain in his chest so sharp he woke up gasping. Something was very wrong. He just didn't know what yet. The attack. It happened on a night when the moon was dark, when shadows were deepest and evil could move unseen. Isla woke to the sound of howling. Not the howls of her pack, but the howls of rogues, wolves without packs. Without honor, who killed for pleasure and profit. "Attack," someone shouted. Isla jumped from bed, grabbing Luna from her crib. The child woke but didn't cry, her silver eyes alert and aware. Cade burst into the room, already half-shifted. "Stay here. I've got warriors coming to protect you." "No," Isla said firmly. "I'm not hiding anymore. I'm the Silver Luna. It's time I acted like it." She handed Luna to a trusted pack mother who had arrived with other women and children seeking shelter. "Keep her safe. No matter what." Then Isla shifted into her wolf form. Her fur was pure silver, gleaming even in the darkness. She was larger than a normal she-wolf, almost the size of an alpha. Her eyes glowed with power. Together, she and Kate raced outside. The packhouse yard was chaos. Rogues had breached the defenses somehow, and they fought viciously against Nightshade warriors. But these weren't ordinary rogues. They moved with purpose, coordination. They had been trained. And leading them, her face covered by a mask, was a figure radiating dark magic. Celeste. Looking for me? The witch called out, removing her mask. Her emerald eyes locked onto Isla. Hello again, Isla. Miss me? You, Isla growled, her wolf voice deep and menacing. You did this. All of it. Of course I did, Celeste laughed. Did you really think you could hide? That you could play house with Alpha Cade and raise Derek's brat in peace? She's not a brat. She's my daughter. And you're not taking her. We'll see about that. Celeste raised her hands, and dark energy shot toward Isla. But Isla's silver wolf power flared to life, creating a shield of light that absorbed the dark magic. Impossible, Celeste hissed. Your power shouldn't be this strong yet. You underestimated me, Isla said. That was your first mistake. Coming here was your second. The two powerful she-wolves faced each other, one blessed by dark magic, one blessed by the moon goddess herself. And the real battle was only beginning. Cade fought beside Isla, his black wolf massive and deadly. Together, they pushed back the rogues. Nightshade warriors rallied, their spirits lifted by seeing their Luna fight with such ferocity. But Celeste had one more trick. Marcus, she called out. Now. The spy Marcus emerged from the packhouse, carrying Luna. The child was crying, reaching for her mother. No. Isla screamed. Give me the child, or I'll kill her right now, Celeste threatened, her hand glowing with dark energy aimed at Marcus and Luna. Isla shifted back to human form, naked and vulnerable but past caring. Please, she begged. She's just a baby. She hasn't done anything to you. She's a threat, Celeste snarled. The prophecy says she'll destroy everything I've worked for. So she has to die. Unless what? Isla demanded. Unless you come with me. Willingly. Let me use your silver wolf blood to make my power permanent. Do that, and I'll let the child live. It was a lie. Isla's power could see the dark shadows around Celeste's words. The witch planned to kill them both. I'll make you a counteroffer, Isla said, her voice growing stronger. Give me my daughter, leave this pack, and I'll let you live. Celeste laughed. You're in no position to negotiate. Actually, a new voice said from the forest edge, she is. Everyone turned to see Alpha Derek Blackwood emerge from the trees, accompanied by dozens of Silvermoon warriors. And the look on his face when he saw Isla, powerful, fierce, protecting her child, was one of shock, regret, and realization. Derek? Celeste's voice wavered. What are you doing here? The spell broke, Derek said coldly. 3 hours ago, I woke up and remembered everything. Every lie you told. Every moment of manipulation. The fake mate bond, all of it. No, Celeste whispered. That's impossible. The spell should have lasted years. You underestimated the power of true regret, Derek said. When I saw my daughter in that spy's vision report, when I realized I had a child I abandoned, the guilt was so strong it shattered your magic. He turned to Isla, his eyes filled with pain. Isla, I am so sorry. For everything. I know I don't deserve forgiveness. But please, let me help protect our daughter now. Isla looked at him, and her power showed her the truth. Derek's words glowed golden. He meant every word. Give her the child, Marcus, Derek commanded. Or face your alpha's wrath. Marcus hesitated, looking between Celeste and Derek. He's not your alpha anymore, Celeste screamed. I am your alpha. But the spell was broken. Marcus saw clearly now. He saw Celeste for what she truly was, a power-hungry witch who had used them all. He gently handed Luna to Isla. I'm sorry, he whispered. She had me under compulsion. I couldn't fight it. Isla took her daughter, holding her tight. Luna stopped crying immediately, nuzzling against her mother's neck. Now, Isla said, silver power radiating from her in waves, it's time for you to answer for your crimes, Celeste. The witch's face twisted with rage and fear. She knew she was defeated. But she wouldn't go down without a fight. If I can't have power, Celeste screamed, then no one can. She raised her hands, gathering all her dark magic for one final, devastating attack. An attack meant to kill everyone in the yard. But she never got the chance to release it. Derek shifted into his wolf form and leaped, tackling Celeste before she could complete the spell. They tumbled across the ground in a blur of fur and magic. At the same moment, Isla thrust her hand forward, releasing a pulse of silver energy. The light washed over the entire battlefield, healing wounded warriors and purifying the dark magic that tainted the air. When the light faded, Celeste lay on the ground in human form, unconscious. Derek stood over her, breathing hard.